red-pilled brown girl. Get into the truth. It's your red-pilled.
Yeah, we're going to talk. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Y'all, anybody who knows me knows I am a fan of MTG, okay? I love Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is one of the ones that when people was acting crazy in Congress, they was coming at President Trump. She defended January 6th defendants. She was one of those ones that I thought that we can count on, right? Straight MAGA, like straight make America great again. And let me get this clear. I don't think that that's changed. I really think that she has our best interest at heart. I really do think that she loves this country. I think that she is for the American people, hands down, right? She's just a fighter, right? And she ain't afraid of anything. I like the fact that she hasn't taken money from foreign lobbyists such as AIPAC. She says that all the time. So I love her. I love the fact that y'all know I did something when she was coming at 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 Crockett, which I cannot y'all. I cannot stand that 𝐬𝐿 Crockett. I cannot stand that crooked Crockett. Something is severely wrong with her, and we gotta talk about like we're gonna talk about how Stephen A just ate her up, and she deserved it. Okay, like she deserved it. Shout out to Stephen A, my alma mater. Yes. We went to the same school. Love Stephen A. Sometimes I think he's a little wishy-washy, but it's okay. Look, he's figuring it out, and it's hard when you become a conservative and you're trying to figure it out, and you're not sure. If you're hardcore, or you're going with this or going with that. So I know he's figuring it out. I've been down hardcore conservative for about 5 years now, and there's some things that I question. So how I would not dare like try to put Marjorie Taylor Greene out there like she's not MAGA. I believe that she is, and I have a lot of respect for her. I do, y'all. But what is going on? Like seriously, for her, I'm gonna play this, and then I'm gonna speak.
Been in power for 6 months, and I was so excited in the beginning, thinking there's nothing we can't do, literally nothing we can't do. But 6 months in, there's literally nothing that we can do, and then we ended up bombing a foreign country, and that upset me so much. And I'm allowed to be upset about it. I can stand here and say...
You are allowed?
Well, no, I'm not sure if... not according to Mark Levin and not according to many others, you know, that prioritize another country over our country.
Okay. So I think it's funny that all these liberal outlets, Young Turks, are like platforming her. She's on CNN. Woo! Sis is popular. She is popular this week, this month. Well, why? Why is she popular? She is going against the grain, and I feel like it's not warranted. You got, yeah, okay, I know y'all gonna say, oh, well, Crystal, you so MAGA, you so Trump, you so this, you so that. All that is true. That's true. But one thing I am is loyal to. And I'm also understanding that, look what she said in the beginning, you guys. She said, we've been in power for not 1 year, not 2 years. We've been in power for 6 months. Now, Marjorie, y'all have been in power for 6 months. They have decimated this country's economy. 4 years. 4 years. They have sent all of our jobs overseas. They brought fentanyl into this country. They brought 20 million illegal immigrants here. They have done so much crap, y'all. And to listen to MTG. And I love her too. She's super courageous. Yes, Shelly. But 6 months, what exactly do you expect to get done in a country? First of all, you can't even get anything done in a school. You can't get anything done in your own like neighborhood. In 6 months, she wants to transform the nation in 6 months. Tell me that's not female stuff, y'all. Don't get mad at me. Don't eat me up in these comments. That is, yes. Oh, don't eat me up in these comments. Okay, so note to Houston. She's truly America first. Have you seen her Tim Dillon interview? By the way, texting here, we hate her here. I think that's what you meant. Y'all, I did see the Tim Dillon interview, and that is what we're going to watch together. There's a few things that I want to pull out with the Tim Dillon interview that I just think is just super, super interesting to hear her say. Now, I understand how she feels like we are not necessarily being America first and we are helping other countries and giving to other countries. I understand the premise of what she is saying. And you guys, if we are emotional, we can make a whole argument about why she is correct. Okay? You hear me? We can make a whole argument about, yes, we should not be getting into foreign wars. Yes, we should only be paying for our healthcare over here. We should not be giving other countries money, and we should not. But y'all, Rome wasn't built in a day. And for her to be saying that we've been in power for 6 months, as to say that we should have made more progress in the 6 months, I really think that she's being really unfair. I think she's being unfair. Why? Because she's not acknowledging the major progress that we have made. Like, we have done so much, you guys, as far as bringing industries here, as far as bringing jobs, building factories and getting companies to want to invest here, to want to invest in Americans again, to getting our oil up. The fact that gas prices are going down. The fact that we did stop Iran from having a nuclear power, from being a nuclear power and having a nuclear weapon. I feel like those are all really good things that we have done in this short amount of time that Republicans have been in power, and President Trump, most importantly, has been the president. Now, she keeps digging at Mike Johnson. Now, whether or not you think that Mike Johnson is doing a good job or he's doing what we need him to do, President Trump is working with him to get the Republican agenda done, right? Now, anybody who has had to clean out anything, who has had any kind of day where you are just cleaning out your whole entire household, you're doing your spring cleaning, you are doing your fall cleaning, whatever, you know it looks worse before it looks better. You're pulling out stuff is in the middle of the floor, stuff is everywhere, you don't know where anything is, you're trying to find things, and while you're doing that, it looks chaotic. And I could say that that's the phase that America is in. Y'all, we have only, the Republican agenda has only had, 7 months? 8 months? Like, give it a chance for it to be successful. Give it a chance. Now, mind you, I understand that sometimes it's frustrating if you feel like the boat is not going in the direction that but that's not the time that you just start jumping ship, going on CNN, talking your mouth about, what the Republicans are doing. And I think it's kind of fakey, y'all. And I like Marjorie Taylor Greene, I do, but it's really fakey Because she always says, oh, well, I still support President Trump. Well, whose agenda, like, whose agenda do you think this is? And you're scared to say that you're going against President Trump, but if you're going against the Republican agenda, you're going against President Trump's agenda. Right? Like, is that, I mean, like, would you agree? Hold on, Shelly, you said, I don't like how she goes after Mike Johnson. I think he is doing what he can. Yes, she should work with him because no one is perfect and going to do, what she thinks he should do. Exactly. Nobody's perfect and nobody can do everything that, if she was the speaker, people wouldn't be happy with everything, like, and the thing about Congress that bothers me, and one of the reasons that I would find it very, very hard to ever be run for Congress, is that it is a team sport. Now, Democrats have figured this out, y'all. Democrats are in lockstep. I know Bible-believing people who love God or say they love God, but they will not speak against that Democrat Party. No, they will not. No, they will not. They will not say anything about LGBTQ, even though in the Bible it's explicitly says that a man should not lie with another man and a woman should not lie with another woman. Like, the Bible can say that all day long. Let me tell you, what does the Democrat Party say is what these people answer to. The Bible can say, do not kill, like God, the Bible can say that you need to care for the least of these, which I interpret that as babies, and let me tell you, the Democrats will still vote abortion because that's in their agenda. So the Democrats got that down pat. Now, as far as Republicans and people who vote conservatively, it's so weird to me that you feel like you just got to step out there for every single thing that doesn't line up with what you think in the time that you feel like it should. Y'all literally just got into power. She literally just started getting attention. She just started getting some decent respect. And then she goes and does this. So she goes on to the Tim Dillon show, and we're going to watch it together. But I just thought it was just very interesting what she starts off as, you guys. And this is why I'm very, very leery of propaganda. I'm very, very leery of females in power and how people are able to give us a sob story, manipulate us into believing certain things, myself included. Like, because I'm a woman, I'm a mom. And, they always say that. I'm a mom. I'm a woman. I'm a wife. Like, all of those things are cool. But when it comes to legislation, there are certain things that work and certain things that don't. And if I am going to legislate effectively, I can't be kind of bringing my own personal feelings about specific situations without lining it up with facts. And I feel like Marjorie Taylor Greene, she failed to do that this time. Y'all, let's take a look at this interview that she does with Tim Dillon. And y'all, and I love her. I do. So I don't want to be like disrespectful, but at the end of the day, like, this is just, it's not helpful. It's almost like the same thing I said with Candace. I love Candace Owens, right? But it's not, we got to decide whether it's helpful or not to our cause. So let's take a look. Oh, you just shared the link on Facebook. Oh, nice. Thanks, 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐞. Thank you so much for doing that. All right. Here we go. Let's look at let's watch
that too. We were just talking about the need for like a new lane politically. And a lot of people are feeling that the country is like incredibly divided. You have become kind of this, because you've always kind of been a very outspoken figure and people had strong opinions about you. Why do you find now the things you're saying are resonating with so many different types of people, including liberals?
I've basically been observing the same thing. It's based on the phone calls that are coming in my office. It's in my social media comments. people that reach out to me. I'm also experiencing that same thing. What I've been doing is being just completely honest in my statements. And I'm 51 years old, and I'm a mom. I've got my 3 children are 22, 26, and 28. And so I'm not only have lived a lot of my life and been very successful, but now I'm seeing my children try to pave their way in our country as adults. And I'm seeing the challenges they're facing, and they're horrific.
Okay, so let's talk about that. The first thing that she says is, and he asked her, how did you come to what you've been thinking or breaking away or having liberals agreeing with you? And y'all notice what she says, spoken like a true freaking female, y'all. Do you remember what she said? Do you remember what she said? I read my social media comments. Oh my God. Y'all, that is the number one. Like, okay, I very rarely agree with this human being at all. But Charlamagne the God, when Just Hilarious was going through something, that stuff, and she was getting all amped up because they were talking about her and Lauren, he said, stay out of the comments. Like, these people don't know what you're doing. They don't know. They don't get it. And she says that I read my social media comments, and I watch what people say. Like, if I were to listen to my social media comments, y'all, about how to run my life, like, you're legislating. Like, this is why this is so important. I watched Marjorie Taylor Greene talk about her past and what background she came from. And she said that she was never really into politics and wasn't really particularly a Republican. And that's what I have a problem with, is these people who don't have any kind of true beliefs or like what they kind of stand by. They haven't seen a socialist country, and they haven't seen these types of things, making these decisions and saying, oh, I read my social media comments and it looks like people are really mad at me. I mean, like, that's really what she said. I mean, essentially, right? Like, y'all, that is not legislation. She says she made $20 million in stock trades. Why is she worried about her kids? What her kids is going? Thank you, Jimmy. It just seems so fakey, right? It seems so fakey. It's like, sis, Marjorie, you do not have to. Your kids do not have to worry about anything. And second of all, you cannot base your legislation on what your personal family is feeling. And it's like, Democrats get that. Like, they get that. It says, Shelley says, women think our emotion, women think with our emotions, and depending on our hormones, our swing in the moment our swinging the moment is how we feel or act. Yes, exactly. Y'all, and honestly, I don't like to say that because that's not, right. And most women who are very successful usually have to take on very masculine characteristics in order to be effective. But you can't be sitting here saying, oh my God, I read my social media comments and I listened to the people in my district and they are all telling me how sad they are about the premiums going up. And we're going to talk about the premiums going up, y'all. We are going to talk about that because I can tell you right now that the premiums were going up before anything was ever announced, y'all. Before the big, beautiful bill, before President Trump even got into office, the premiums were going up because Americans are sicker. That's true. Anybody knows that if you have a lot of health problems and the insurance companies have to pay out a lot, your premiums are going to go up. And what she's saying is she wants, as a conservative, the federal government to subsidize your premiums going up. Well, how about you ride this monkey the way that Republicans have set it up, and we have all these industries and all this business coming in to help subsidize it. Why does it always have to be the federal government? And when you get these women in power and you get these women in office, they somehow say, oh, we need to fix everything and we need to fix everybody's problems. And oh my God, I'm a mom and my kids are going through something and I heard from my kids and the kitchen table issues and the dinner table issues. If she knew anything about how business works, it will look worse before it looks better. But everything that President Trump and the Republicans are putting in place right now are all going to be for the benefit of your kids and my kids. Like, it's just so frustrating when you have people like her who is the best of the best. She is one of our champions. I would not dare say that she does not care and love this country. However, I do think that she is being manipulated. They are all of a sudden her best friend. She's going on CNN. Hey, oh, look who's here. Like, they don't like you, Marjorie. MTG, they don't like you, sis. They don't. All they are doing is using you to somehow say, see, told ya. Why you want to be that? Like, people kill me. Like, why do you want to be used like that? Hey, Donna, that's my sister, y'all. I miss her. Hey, Donna, we got to get together, girlfriend. Okay, so a lot of people are sick due to their own hands and what we put in our mouth. Yes, most of us are. And then Shelly said, if we have control over our food, over the food we buy and eat, our health will be better. It's not the government. Exactly. Y'all, and I am not a libertarian. I believe that the government is supposed to put things in place to help the American people succeed. I think the government's job is to put things in place to make it easier for their constituents to succeed. But it is not the government's place to subsidize a lifestyle that you have chosen for yourself. And no conservative thinks that way. No Republican should be thinking that way. And I don't know why all of a sudden Marjorie Taylor Greene is coming out here and saying these types of things. She knows this. Y'all, let's keep going. There's another part in here that I want you guys.
And so I'm taking basically a stance that is truly from a mother's heart and how broken I see our country. And it really upsets me deeply. It angers me. And I think for people to understand, like, well, who is Marjorie Taylor Greene and what is she saying? A lot of people that maybe don't know much about me don't know that I didn't come up through the Republican ranks in Georgia. I've lived there my entire life, but I never even went to a single Republican Party meeting until I showed up at one and said I'm running for Congress.
See, y'all.
And
I used to know this girl that used to always say this big tent Republican stuff. People are coming in this party, myself included. I am a new Republican. But before I decided that I was going to be a Republican, I had to figure out what a Republican was. And all these new people are coming into this Republican Party and they're saying, oh, I just showed up. Like, and now you have her not even understanding how this whole thing works, trying to legislate and jump ship, and it hasn't even been a year. Y'all, we have got to get that under control. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all, let me know in the comments what you think, but like, that's not cool, Marjorie. It's totally not cool.
I campaigned on being angry at Republicans for not doing what they campaign on and not governing when they have power. But I'm also angry at Democrats for many of the destructive policies that they do govern with when they have power. And I'm looking at our country and listening to my friends like Tucker Carlson, not only Tucker Carlson, but regular folks back at home, and they're all saying, is our country on the verge of a civil war? And then I also have feelings of my own, just through experiences of extreme death threats and hateful monologues.
Y'all, let me
And,
rewind.
being called Klan mom by Jimmy Kimmel and, just being treated this way of a civil war. And then I also have feelings of my own, just through experiences of extreme death threats and hateful monologues and, being called Klan mom by Jimmy Kimmel and, just being treated this way, where at times I'll say, I want a national divorce. I don't want anything to do with the left. But then at the same time, I go, oh my God, I do not want an America where we have a civil war, where we're fighting one another. And because that's too horrible. But I look at these things and I'm so disgusted with Washington, D.C. I hate.
Y'all see what I'm talking about? Like you said, she's saying that to connect with the American people. Sis, I love you, Marjorie, but we don't need you to connect. You've connected. You've tried your best to connect with the Democrats. And I'm sorry, the Democrats are crazy. They want to kill babies and they want to castrate children. You cannot connect with them. But she is like disconnecting with the people who are trying to fix this mess that was created before President Trump even came there. And then she's starting to say, oh, I feel bad because, I'm getting extreme death threats and they're calling me Klan mom. Like, y'all see that this is all her. It's all about her. Like, and honestly, Marjorie Taylor, you doing this is not going to make it any better. These folks don't like you. They don't like truth. They don't like honesty. And so her going out on a limb and alienating the people that she's supposed to be working with, which is the Republicans, it's not gonna help anything. Now everybody's talking. Now people are confused. People, her own constituents, are confused. They're thinking that the government is somehow responsible for subsidizing their health care. They somehow now think that the fact that their premiums are going up has nothing to do with the burger in their mouth and the McDonald's and the Chick-fil-A. It somehow has something to do with legislation. I don't know. Jimmy says that she's going to lose her seat. Jimmy, I don't know. I don't know if she's going to lose her seat because unfortunately, her district loves her, and a lot of people who don't understand legislation think, oh, look what she's saying. It's just cool to just go against the grain. When Republicans do it all the time, Democrats do not do it. And y'all seen what happened to the lady who tried to go against the Democrats in Minnesota. And I'll just leave it that way. Oh, God. She goes on to continue to talk about all her woes and all her issues with the Republicans, not just the Republican Party, but Mike Johnson, but of course not President Trump. I just think it's a cop-out. Chill, Marjorie, chill. It's going to get better. We have all seen President Trump, and we have all seen that the Democrats are good at creating this diversion. Y'all, I believe that a lot of this chaos, and this is just my thoughts, y'all. This is just my thoughts. I believe that a lot of this chaos is truly manufactured. I think it's the Democrats trying to make it, they're trying to rile it up. I think that the whole shutdown is the Democrats just trying to rile it up because you notice when they're asked about why they are shutting down, it changes. It starts with healthcare, then it starts with the big beautiful bill, then it's jobs. It's a whole bunch of stuff that they're saying and nobody truly knows. And I think that the Republicans are trying to say, oh, look, the Democrats shut it down, and letting the Democrats kind of control the messaging, thinking that the American people will be able to tell the difference. And unfortunately, y'all, we haven't been successful about that. We haven't. We need to go out there and say what it is. We need to go out there and like list it line by line what the Democrats are trying to hold on to and what they are not. And everybody keeps saying the healthcare for illegal aliens. Well, now they're just saying, no, that's not true. And then we're getting to this back and forth, and no one knows who's lying. We know that they're lying. Republicans do, but people who watch politics know that the Democrats are notorious for lying. But just everyday people, they really have no clue. And the Republicans are just like, oh, the Democrats. And then the Republicans are like the Republicans. And then you have Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is like Miss Republican, Miss MAGA, goes against the grain. Y'all, this is not cool. It's not how we are going to be successful as a party at all. I don't know. Like, I'm really upset by that. And then she says, oh yeah, people like Tucker Carlson. Mind you, I love Tucker Carlson. Y'all, I am not by any way trying to speak against these people who I have tremendous amounts of respect for. But Tucker is from California. Tucker is from California. And every single time I watch him and he says something like that, like even when he was going against the Sidney Powell thing, that thing irritated me to no end. Why? Because he was basically telling her she was a liar she was basically accusing her of lying when we all know that the election, something was wrong with it. And Sidney Powell may not have known specifically what was wrong with it, but she knew something was wrong with it. And Tucker came at her so hard. And all I can say, you from California, dude. You're from California. These people do not operate with the same kind of loyalty that people on the East Coast do. Like they just don't get it. They really don't, especially New Yorkers. My sister, oh, Shelly, you're in Bakersfield, California, so you know what I'm talking about, right? Like my sister Donna, she's the one, she knows how we are in New York. Like, it's just like certain things you just don't say. Like, even if Marjorie Taylor kind of feels that way, just don't say anything. Just chill, wait to see how it plays out. Because at the end of the day, you're still a Republican and you still have to work with these people.